Welcome back to Veggie Gardening 101. Last time, we planned our garden. Today, we get to the most exciting part, deciding what to grow. Let's dive in. Choosing the right vegetables can be the difference between a frustrating season and a joyful, abundant harvest. So, in this episode, we'll focus on the easiest, most reliable veggies for beginners. Why is this so important? Because starting with easy, resilient vegetables builds your confidence. They're more forgiving of common beginner mistakes. Walking into a garden store can feel overwhelming with hundreds of options. The goal isn't to grow everything at once, but to choose a few things that will grow well for you. We'll focus on varieties known for being low maintenance, productive, and well suited to our climate here in Scandinavia, so you can spend less time worrying and more time enjoying. Let's start with the fastest rewards. Radishes are fantastic. They can go from seed to salad in less than a month, which is a huge confidence booster. Leafy greens like loose leaf lettuce, spinach, and Swiss chard are also amazing. You can harvest them continuously by just picking the outer leaves so they keep producing. For something more substantial, you can't go wrong with bush beans. They don't need a tall trellis to climb. They produce a ton of beans, and they have very few pest problems. And if you have the space, zucchini or courgette is famously productive. 1 or 2 plants will give you more zucchini than you know what to do with all summer long. Don't have a lot of space? No problem. A Determinate or patio variety of cherry tomato grows beautifully in a large container and will give you sweet, snackable tomatoes. And never underestimate herbs. Basil, mint, parsley, and chives are incredibly easy to grow in pots, and having fresh herbs on hand will transform your cooking. Now let's dive into the world of tomatoes. You'll see words like determinate and indeterminate. Determinate tomatoes are bush-type plants. They grow to a fixed size, produce all their fruit in a short window, and are perfect for containers. Indeterminate tomatoes are vining plants. They keep growing taller and producing fruit all season long until the frost. They need space and strong support. You'll also see names that give you clues on the seed packets or on the seedlings you buy. An early variety will produce fruit faster, which is great for short seasons. Other names might hint at the color like black crim or the flavor like sun gold. Finally, look for letters like V, F, or N on the tag. These indicate resistance to common diseases. Choosing a disease-resistant variety is a huge advantage for a beginner. Here's a pro tip that will change your gardening life. It's called succession planting. The idea is to avoid a situation where all your vegetables get ready at the exact same time. Instead of planting your entire packet of lettuce seeds on day 1, just plant a small row, enough for a week or 2 of salads. Then, 2 or 3 weeks later, plant another small row right next to it. Repeat this process. The result? Instead of a mountain of lettuce all at once, you get a steady, manageable supply for months. This works brilliantly for fast-growing crops like lettuce, radishes, spinach, and bush beans. Now, a very common question I get is, what can I grow if I don't have full, all-day sun? Don't worry, you have great options. Not every vegetable needs 8 hours of direct sun. Here's a simple rule of thumb. If you eat the fruit or flower of the plant, like tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, or broccoli, it needs full sun. If you eat the leaves or the root, it can often tolerate partial shade. So what does that mean in practice? Leafy greens are your best friends in shadier spots. Lettuce, kale, spinach, and Swiss chard will all do very well with just 4 to 5 hours of sun. Root vegetables like carrots, radishes, and beetroot also work. Just be aware that growth might be a little slower than in full sun, and that's perfectly okay. Growing something is better than growing nothing. Remember in episode 1 we talked about climate? This is where it becomes crucial. Vegetables fall into 2 main categories: cool season and warm season. Cool season crops are those that love the mild weather of spring and autumn. This includes our lettuce, spinach, radishes, and carrots. They can be planted before the last frost. Warm season crops need heat to thrive. They can only be planted outside after all danger of frost is past. This is our tomatoes, peppers, zucchini, and beans. For example, right now in early June, it's the absolute perfect time to plant those warm season crops like beans and zucchini directly into the garden as seeds, or to plant out the tomato seedlings you just bought. Before we move on, let's quickly decode a seed packet. It's your instruction manual. The front shows you what you're growing, but the real magic is on the back. Here you'll find planting depth, which is how deep to put the seed, and spacing, which is how much room to leave between plants. Spacing is crucial, so don't ignore it. Days to germination tells you how long until you see the first sprout. This helps you know when to expect life. And days to harvest is the exciting one. It's an estimate of how long it will take from planting until you can pick your first vegetable. Now, you have two ways to start these plants: from a seed or as a seedling, which is a small plant that someone else has already started. Starting from seed is very inexpensive and gives you access to a much wider variety of interesting plants. Things that grow fast, like radishes, beans, and lettuce, are super easy to start from seed directly in the garden. Buying seedlings or small starter plants gives you a huge head start. It's the easiest way to go for plants that have a long growing season, like tomatoes and peppers. For your very first year, I highly recommend a mix. Start easy things like beans and radishes from seed, and buy your tomato or pepper plants as healthy seedlings. It's the best of both worlds. Here's a pro tip. Vegetables are grouped into families, like cousins. Knowing a few simple families helps you understand why some plants act alike. For example, the nightshade family includes tomatoes and peppers. They all love sun and heat, and they can sometimes be affected by the same diseases. The brassica family includes radishes, kale, and cabbage. They generally prefer cooler weather and are all very attractive to those little white cabbage moths. And the legume family includes beans and peas. The superpower of this family is that they actually add nitrogen fertilizer back into the soil, which helps other plants grow. Now for a deeper look at companion planting, the art of pairing plants for mutual benefits. It's like creating a helpful little community in your garden. One benefit is pest control. Aromatic plants can confuse pests looking for their favorite meal. Planting marigolds is a classic way to help deter pests from your tomatoes and beans. Some companions attract good bugs. Planting flowers like borage or alyssum brings in pollinators like bees, which are essential for helping plants like zucchini and cucumbers produce fruit. Some plants even improve the soil. Beans and peas are amazing at this. They fix nitrogen from the air into the soil, providing free fertilizer for heavy-feeding neighbors like corn or leafy greens. Finally, some plants act as a trap crop. Nasturtiums, for example, are beloved by aphids. Planting them nearby can lure the aphids away from your more valuable plants, like your beans. My top tips? Grow what you and your family love to eat. You'll be more motivated to care for plants if you're excited about the harvest. Start small with 3 to 5 easy varieties. You can always expand next year. Quality over quantity. Let that seed packet be your guide. It has all the core information you need for success. Trust the instructions. And that's it. You are now fully equipped to choose the perfect vegetables for your very first garden. Congratulations on taking this exciting step. In our next episode, we'll get our hands dirty and talk about the essential tools and supplies you'll actually need to get started. You don't need much. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so you don't miss it. Thanks for watching and happy gardening.